And now we're going to proceed to the discussion of popular breeds of buffaloes in the Philippines. So the scientific name of the buffalo is the Bubulus bubalis, and the common name that we hear would be the Carabao or the water buffalo. And in to specifically distinguish, depending on the stage of life of the animal. So it could be like or sex of the animal. It could be a carabao, cara heifer, cara cow. So the base word is coming from the cattle, which is heifer, cow, bull. We just add the letters cara at the start of the word. So, nagiging siyang carabol, cara heifer, cara cow, and also cara calf. Okay? So, the common names that we also use is quite similar, such as if it is a breeding animal, we call it as bulugan. Okay? And if it's a bull, we call it as toro. If it's a calf, we also call it as guya, itoy, ugbon. And then also for the heifer, we have gatasan, kabayan, babayi, dulag. Okay. There are two types of carabaos. We have the swamp type and then the riverine type. Now, the swamp type is usually draft and meat, which is what we have here in the Philippines. And the riverine type is what we use for dairy. Okay. There are different types of chromosome depending on the type of the buffalo. So the swamp type is less at 48. The riverine type is at 50. And we can combine the two actually. So it varies per individual. It may appear to be, it may come out as 48, a 49, or a 50. The major buffalo producing provinces are in the north, we have Isabela, Pangasinan, and Cagayan. And then in Mindanao, in the south, we have Zamboanga del Sur and then Sultan Kudarat. The origin of the carabao particularly came from China between 200 and 300 BC. And because of the trading relations that we have with them in the past, so we were able to have some of these carabaos as well. And some of the wild buffaloes may have originated from India. And right now, India is actually one of the progressive countries that has a huge population of water buffaloes. So we have had several importations in the past. We have from India, that is where the breed Miura came from. We have Nilgiris, Kundi, Surti, Jafarabadi, Mesana, and then Nagpuri. Kampuchean buffalo coming from Cambodia. We have the Thai swamp buffalo coming from Thailand. And there may, and they also have like an endemic or ayan, mga Fira buffaloes from Australia. And we have coming from the Europe, from Bulgaria, Bulgarian Miura, Italian Miura, and then also American Miura. These are the existing breeds of buffaloes. For the riverine, we have the Indian buffalo, Miura, Nilirabi, Kundi, Surti, Jafarabadi, Egyptian, Mediterranean, Caucasian, Bulgarian, and Bufalipso. Basically, not coming from Southeast Asia. Okay, that's your clue, no? From Europe, from ano ba yan? West Asia, Europe, yan ang mga origins of the riverine buffaloes breeds. But for the swamp buffaloes, these are coming from Southeast Asia and China. Okay, so that's your main pattern here. We have the Cambodian, Philippine, Chinese, Thailand, and then the Vietnamese buffalo. So we have a dairy buffalo industry in the Philippines, and you can already guess, no, na they have been infused with the riverine type of buffalo for them to be able to harvest milk coming from this carabaos. Okay, so these are the ones being housed or tended to by the Philippine Carabao Center. Okay, for our first breed, we have the Philippine Carabao. This is swamp type. It's ash colored. So these are your predominant characteristics of the Philippine Carabao. It has to be with the horns. You have to memorize how this horn looks like because it's one of the give out characteristic of our Philippine Carabao. It's ash colored, meaning it's gray. And then it has this chevron. Wow, parang ang chevron niya is like their white necklace. It's like V na nandito sa kanilang chest, okay? So, you will never go wrong. Wherever you are in the Philippines, if you see one na may chevron, tapos meron siya nitong very wide span horn going outwards and backwards. Yan, giveaway na yan. Philippine Carabao yan. And ash color. No? So these are the three characteristics that you have to look into to identify that this is a Philippine Carabao, a pure one. Okay? The newborn calves with a weigh-in an average of 31. So good birth weight ito. Weight at 3 years old, 362. Lactation yield, 535, which is not much at all. And lactation length is 208 days, about 208 days. So this is a draft breed talaga. Okay? So we may have some genetic variations sa some albinos may be available or may be seen. So you will not see the chevron, you will not see the ash colored. You can just look it into the horn, okay, of the animal. Now we go to the introduced breeds. We have also coming from Australia, we have the AFB, Australian Feral Buffalo. So coming from Eastern Indonesia islands in the 1800s that were transported or shipped to Australia. And feral ang nakalagay, so meaning they're wild. They're just there roaming around, but some have been domesticated already and they have excellent fertility. But the animals produce extremely lean carcass. So maliliit lang ito. And compared to the horn of the Philippine native cattle, they are very different. This one is thick and then medium-sized only, no? Not a little incurving, thick horn. We have this Australian Feral Buffalo. Next, we have the Jaffarabadi coming from India. These are white water buffaloes with occasional white markings on the face and the legs. They have heavy and broad flat horns. They are larger than the Philippine native Carabao with a milk production of 18 kilograms per day. This is actually very high and incomparable to some of the production of the dairy cattle here in the Philippines. No, so this is a good breed. And the giveaway trait of the Jaffarabadi is the horn. It's drooping downwards, okay? Drooping horns. Next, we have the Swamp-Time Campuchian Buffalo. And the horn is not as wide in curving as compared to the Philippine Carabao. Okay? And it doesn't have a chevron. Okay? So, yan ang yung distinguishing trait. Ang kanyang horn is medyo in between a U and V. Parang ganun siya. Okay, next is the Miura. It has a very short, stout horn like this, no? So, mostly going upwards, but there are some na, abnormality going downwards, so you have to deal with that, cut it or whatever. So, this is a riverine type coming from Bulgaria, the ones that we imported here, but the origin, like ancestors came from India. And this is also where the American Miura was developed. So jet black siya, hindi siya ash, hindi siya gray, okay? Some are light brown. And the switch may be white and the horns curl inward, the stout ones. Okay, very good ang kanilang birth weight at 36 kilograms. Lactation yield may be low as compared to Jaffarabadi. See, the milk production is only up to 7 kilograms per day. So, but when we compare the buffaloes, the dairy buffaloes with the dairy cattle, talagang mababa ang dairy buffalo, no? Talagang ganyan lang ang mga milk production niyan, 7. Swerte na yung 10, mataas na yan. But what we're after with the buffalo milk is their quality. not the quantity. Okay, they're also very rich in fat, in protein, mostly protein talaga. So iba naman yung range of dairy products. It's not on the liquid milk, no? Yung ating hinahabol na dairy products that we can get from the buffalo milk. Okay? They're very hardy as well. Very very strong, resistant to mastitis as compared to dairy cattle. Next is the Nili Ravi. So they have been imported as frozen semen only in my birth year, 1983. No, that's 42 years ago. Yan. So they are black, some are brown. So I've not seen a Nili Ravi before, and we know that this is originating from India. So the milk production is comparable to the Mura and also the size. And also the horns. Okay? Next is the Surti, also coming from India. The same tayo. Almost similar milk production. Next, we have the Thai Swamp Buffalo. It appears black. It's similar to the Kampuchean buffalo. No? Ang ating Thai Swamp Buffalo. So we cannot rely much on the milk production of this one. Ayan. So, ito, makikita mo ang kanilang this one is a mature one. So, mas sharper ang tip, hindi ko na masasabi. Mas leaner ang horn ng Thai Swamp Buffalo compared to the Philippine Carabao. Okay, tapos wala siyang chevron. Okay, so yan ang distinguishing mark natin comparing the Thai and then the Philippine Buffalo. So, kita nyo, no? Mas lean, so very possible na mas sharp yung tip ng horn ng Thai Swamp Buffalo and the Philippine Carabao. So here in the Philippines, we revere, no? Talagang kumbaga inaangat natin sa pedestal ang ating mga Philippine Carabaos, right? In Thailand, unfortunately, they are looked down upon. Kasi they see the buffaloes are lazy animals. So they don't like it na ikumpara sila sa isang kalabaw. Dito sa atin, 'di ba? We look at them as hardworking, reliable, ano ba yan, weather resistant, etc. Talagang hanap buhay ng mga ating mga magsasaka really relies on the water buffalo. So we look ang tawag dito, we look up to them, no? Yung ating dairy buffaloes. And it's quite opposite for the Thai. And there was even one time, kasi I consider Thailand as my second home. I usually go there like, parang frequently. And I have a foster family there. And I gifted my foster mom to give to my foster dad a PCC shirt. So, syempre, proud na proud ako na ipakita sa kanya. But no, hindi niya nagustuhan. Tapos na-shock ako. Tapos, in-explain na lang niya sa akin na parang, oh, we don't like this, ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. So, sinantabi niya yung shirt. Parang, hindi ko, akin na nga lang po. Parang gano'n, pero hindi ko naman binawi. Pero, at least, I learned about this. And then, it's a nice culture experience, although untoward, no? Pero, yun nga, I learned, trying to learn more about Thailand. And so that's the story. Yeah. Next, we have our hybrids. This is already a cross of the different aforementioned breeds. So we have Philippine native cattle with the Mura. This is quite common. And then, or with the Nili Rabi as a semen. So we have some hybrid vigor and the milking ability more so, and fertility, meat production, and then working ability. So the PCC has this mandate, no? They want to produce the milk, increase the milk production of the country, and also increase the milk production. So, hindi lahat puro sa riverine side yung inaano nila na milk production, milk production, milk production. So, meron din silang component that they also want to improve the meat quality of our Philippine Carabaos. Kaya meron din silang mga, ano nga yung meron tayo sa UPLB, hindi lang dairy bar or dairy box, meron din silang mga sausages na binibenta, right? May mga tapa, etc. So, ano siya, parang many purposes yung gustong mangyari ng PCC na ma-improve yung ating dairy buffalo industry in the Philippines. Okay? So these are, this is an example of a hybrid. So yung horn niya is not as wide anymore. Tas nawala ang kanyang pagka-chevron. Okay? Medyo lumiit yung kanyang horn kasi I would suppose na bridge siya sa Miura. Okay? So yan ang ating mga ang gusto kong matutunan ninyo na makikita kayo ng mga ganitong animal, malalaman nyo na ano yung, you have an idea somehow, ano yung composition ng breed ng dairy buffalo na yan. Okay? So, hindi na, we can see Miura, may pagka-Miura and ano na siya, Miura and Philippine Carabao. Okay. Next, we have the Bubulus mindorensis, which is a mild type buffalo. So, ang ating endemic animal here in the Philippines. Ayan, ayun lang pala ang pinaka-ano niya. Pinaka-information niya. So, in our Tamaraw, sige, let me go back. In our Tamaraw, the chromosome number is different. It is 46. Yan, 46, no? This is our wild-type buffalo. Ang latest news natin, it's growing in numbers. Continuously, we have some volunteers and our hired rangers that takes care of our growing. Hopefully, no, ma-regain natin yung lost population because of deforestation. So we have high hopes that we can maintain a thriving population again or herd of our tamaraws in Mindoro. Okay.